This is Algebra, Lesson 7.1, Solving Systems of Equations. Okay, so we're going to be writing linear equations, and we're going to remember our format from chapter 5 or 6, I forget. You might have seen mx plus b. We also talked a little bit of a plus bx, but either way it is your intercept or your starting value and then your slope or your rate of change. So this one says that we start at the 0.5 meter mark. Walker A starts at the 0.5 meter mark and walks at a speed of 1 meter per second. So we have our starting value, our y-intercept, and we have our slope or our rate of change. So that is y equals 0.5 plus 1x. I could also write 1x plus 0.5, but I think I'm going to stick to this format right here where I have my starting number and I have my rate of change. Number 2 says Walker B starts at the 2 meter mark and walks at a speed of 0.5 meters per second. So I have those equations written. I can use the equations to complete this table. I will put distance A in the first column, where I started at 0.5 meters and I increased by 1 meter every second. Walker B started at 2 meters and increased half a meter every second. I can plot these points on the graph. At 0 seconds, Walker A was 0.5 meters away. At 1 second, he was 1.5 meters away. At 2 seconds, he was 2.5, 3 was 3.5, 4 was 4.5, 5 was 5.5, which is actually off of the graph that I have here. So I can draw a line connecting those points, and that is my line that represents Walker A. Walker B started at 2, and at 1 second he was at 2.5, 2 seconds, 3, 3 seconds, 3.5, 4 seconds, 4, 5 seconds, 4.5. So I have my Walker that started a little behind but walked faster, and my Walker that started a little bit in front but walked slower. How long does it take for these two to meet? I can see that on the graph pretty easily. Right here is the intersection point. It took them 3 seconds to meet. And they also traveled a distance of 3.5 meters. That information is pretty obvious on the graph. Where do they cross? It's also pretty obvious on the table if you know where to look. If I'm looking at my 2 columns that I filled out, I look where I see the same value. I have 3.5 and 3.5. Both with 3, that is my 3 seconds and 3.5 meters. The last question says, suppose that 2 people are walking at the same speed and direction from different starting marks. What would this graph look like? If we're going the same speed, that means we have the same slope. But we started at different points. Basically, we'll never cross. The walkers will never meet. That is a no solution. That is it for the notes. Good luck on the exercises. Let me know if you have any questions.